Hello and welcome back to Coin Matters channel. Despite the encouraging upward trajectory of XRP, we can't help but observe the increased military activities in the US. There has been a lot of interest in this. There have been discussions over this, particularly on Twitter. Is it a summer drill, preparation for martial law or further lockdowns, or something else entirely? National Guardsmen in the United States typically have one mandatory training weekend per month and one mandatory 2-week training period per year, both of which take place during the summer. How do you feel about that? As per usual, let's play that gorgeous introduction before delving into the meat of the situation. While I'm sure the Army National Guard is merely continuing with their summer drill, I did see something. It's not a big deal at all. Cybersecurity was likely discussed during last week's Association of the United States Army Symposium, which took place on a Wednesday in Arlington, Virginia. My guess is no. Something interesting is happening in this kitchen, for sure. Keep your wits about you. We don't give nearly enough thought to the terrifying possibility of a nationwide cyber attack that knocks off our ability to produce food, water, medicine, and energy. From this perspective, the COVID-19 disaster doesn't even register as a blip on the radar. And the weirdest thing of all? In fact, our military superiors are sounding the alarm about potential cyber infrastructure attacks. Everything happening at once is impossible. Last Friday, Lieutenant General Maria Barrett warned conference delegates that the United States is likely to be the target of attacks on its key infrastructure. As a result, the United States must immediately prepare for cyber-enabled strikes on important domestic infrastructure and protect against information operations begun from abroad that target the American people. Matt has provided us with additional information. He tweeted a video that provided some context for the event. We have data to back up Matt's tweet that governments have been hacking, breaching, and poaching cities. Some cities have been held hostage for as long as 3 years due to a cyber ransom they refuse to pay. Things like payroll, transportation, human resources, etc. have not changed. This explains why Wave 1 experienced sporadic power failures. About 17 major cities could be affected. Perhaps 17 different locations. As has been foreseen and predicted many times before, the second wave might bring about the imminent collapse of the internet, with servers being taken down one by one over the course of 3 to 10 days. A logical blackout would be when the old systems are turned on the new ones. Just be ready, as I've already said. Provided for up to 2 weeks with money, food, drink, and medicine. The cities are receiving supplies, including military hardware. So, because this would happen in week 2 after they shut down the grid in week 1, it's possible that local governments wouldn't be able to pay their employees. There may be issues with your welfare system, social security, and similar programs. Once again, this is new data. From what I've gathered, they're providing you as much as they can, which could lead to serious issues. Consider this, since if the government shuts down, those who rely on welfare programs like SNAP, ET, etc., will go hungry. Therefore, the military is present, we will be present and prepared, and there will be no disorder. Will be put to an end as soon as feasible. It's probable that a global collapse is imminent, what with all this insanity. It's clear that people are losing faith in government and democratic values are eroding. Recession predictions have persisted throughout the year 2023. Even if it hasn't begun yet, we should still be on the lookout for anything out of the ordinary. Massive military deployments in the United States are not something to disregard. Here we have the most exciting part of today's video. This was tweeted by the European Financial Stability Facility. The effectiveness of IBORG and EFF.org is now being compromised by a hack. We have dispatched a team to the scene. All of this transpired at the same time as hackers who speak Russian threatened to strike Western financial institutions for supporting Ukraine. The members of the Killnet gang. The Russian hackers responsible for this are famous for their DDoS attacks. Is this the first step toward a cyber pandemic? After reading this, I can't help but wonder why the European Investment Bank didn't get ready for anything like this. This tweet by Ian Miles dates back 6 days, and it shows that pro-Russian hacktivist organizations Killnet Anonymous Sudan and are wicked have threatened to shut down all of Europe's banking systems within the next 48 hours. A distributed denial of service attack is not what has happened here. No more playing. There will be no Kiev government as long as there is no money, no weaponry, and no international support. Within 48 hours, Nazism will be dead thanks to this recipe. We're kicking off our international business today. There is no way out of this. To be clear, this is not a caution. I'm just filling you in. This level of difficulty is unprecedented. And they followed through on their promise. To what shall we put forth? Is cyber warfare the next front in the next war? The European Investment Bank appears to be the target of the attack. However, it is not the only one. Multiple federal government agencies were hit by a cyber attack a few days ago that took advantage of flaws in their software. This is only one of numerous recent cyber attacks on educational institutions and state governments in the United States. Concerns are warranted because foreign actors may be able to access sensitive information stored in some of the United States' most important databases. That's what I'll be expanding on here. Several U.S. federal government institutions have been the target of a global cyber attack, according to CNN. Now this assault takes use of a flaw in popular software. The United States Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency has promised swift action to assess damages and implement repairs. The World Economic Forum has warned that the current state of global instability might lead to a catastrophic cyber attack over the next 2 years, they said in an essay for Cybersecurity Drive. Because cybercriminals are now employing ransomware as a service and much more sophisticated means to launch assaults, businesses must do more to anticipate cyber risks. However, before we wrap up today's video, we do have some good news from Ripple. 70+% of the world's top financial minds have more faith in the cryptocurrency market than they did 6 months ago, according to a recent tweet. This has enormous implications. Despite the upheaval, this highlights the growing legitimacy and acceptance of cryptocurrency. Since the dollar's demise now appears inevitable, we may use digital assets to broaden people's access to banking. Make sure you do your own research and trade safely at all times. As always, I appreciate your attention. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. Please click the like button and subscribe to my channel. See you later, bye.